The art of building and sustaining a great brand. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Storytime English channel. Let's discuss something important: how world-famous brands are started, built, and maintained. I hope you'll be interested. Chapter 1: The Spark of Vision, How Great Brands Begin. Every great brand begins with a spark, a vision that sets it apart and connects with people's hearts. A brand is not just a logo, a slogan, or a color palette. Those are merely tools to communicate something much deeper: a purpose, a promise, and a story that resonates. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, once said, "People with passion can change the world for the better." Apple's journey started not merely to make computers, but to make technology intuitive, personal, and beautiful. The spark was about changing the way people interact with the digital world. Similarly, Jeff Bezos began Amazon in his garage with a simple idea: to create the world's most customer-centric company. His vision went far beyond selling books. Bezos imagined a platform where selection, convenience, and trust created a seamless shopping experience that customers could rely on. In the early days, the company was small and untested, yet the clarity of purpose was its guiding light. This focus allowed Amazon to survive doubts, setbacks, and financial uncertainty, a testament to the power of vision in brand creation. Vision does more than guide a company internally, it also communicates to the outside world. A compelling vision becomes the seed of a brand identity, attracting early adopters who share the same values and aspirations. Consider Tesla. Elon Musk didn't set out simply to make electric cars. He wanted to accelerate humanity's transition to sustainable energy. This bold vision instantly distinguished Tesla from other automakers and created a passionate following. People didn't just buy cars, they bought a belief in the future, a sense of participating in something bigger than themselves. The process of starting a brand begins with asking three essential questions: why does this brand exist? Who does it serve? What unique problem does it solve? When these questions are answered with clarity, the brand's foundation becomes unshakable. Without this clarity, companies risk being directionless, reactive, or easily forgotten. Entrepreneurs often chase trends, copying what is popular, but true brands are born from authenticity, not imitation. Take Airbnb, for instance. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia didn't simply want to create another hotel booking platform. They envisioned a world where travelers could feel at home anywhere, connect with local communities, and experience authentic living. This vision not only defined Airbnb's product design but also its brand story, a narrative of belonging, community, and human connection. Today, millions of users relate emotionally to the Airbnb brand because it started with a clear, meaningful purpose. Vision alone, however, is not enough. To spark a brand into existence, the vision must be shared and internalized. Employees, early partners, and stakeholders must understand it deeply. Howard Schultz, former CEO of Starbucks, emphasized that a brand begins from the inside out. Starbucks' initial mission was not only to serve coffee but to create a third place between work and home where people could relax, connect, and feel inspired. Every employee, from baristas to managers, was trained to understand and embody this vision. By internalizing the purpose, the Starbucks brand became more than a product, it became an experience. In addition to internal alignment, early-stage brands must test their vision in the real world. This means listening carefully to customers, adapting, and learning quickly. Zappos, under Tony C., started with a vision of delivering wow through customer service. They experimented with free shipping, flexible returns, and employee empowerment, learning directly from customer feedback. Each interaction reinforced the brand promise and allowed the company to grow without diluting its identity. A key lesson from these examples is that the spark of vision must inspire action. It is not enough to dream, founders must take deliberate steps to bring the vision to life. This requires courage, persistence, and an unwavering belief in the mission. Many entrepreneurs face criticism, doubt, and financial pressure in the early stages, but those who remain true to their vision often emerge stronger and more distinctive. The clarity of purpose becomes a magnet, attracting customers, investors, and talent who share the same values. Moreover, a compelling vision acts as a filter for decision-making. Every product, campaign, or strategic choice can be measured against the brand's core purpose. For example, when Apple designs a new product, every feature, interface, and detail is guided by the principle of simplicity and user-centered innovation. If a new idea does not align with the vision, it is rejected, regardless of short-term profit potential. This discipline is what allows brands to maintain focus and coherence even as they grow. Finally, vision connects emotionally with people. Consumers are drawn to brands that reflect their own aspirations and beliefs. A strong vision transforms a simple product into a symbol of identity and values. Tesla buyers feel they are part of a movement toward sustainability. Airbnb users feel they are part of a global community. Apple fans feel they are embracing creativity and individuality. In each case, the vision of the founder becomes the emotional anchor of the brand. In conclusion, every great brand begins with a spark of vision. It is the guiding star that informs decisions, inspires teams, and connects with customers on a deeper level. Entrepreneurs who want to build lasting brands must focus on purpose first, product second. They must craft a story that is authentic, meaningful, and shareable. And most importantly, they must act on that vision relentlessly, transforming ideas into experiences, and experiences into enduring emotional bonds. The spark of vision is the first step on the journey of brand building. Without it, a brand is just a name. With it, a brand can inspire millions, change industries, and leave a lasting legacy. Chapter 2: Building Identity, the Power of Consistency and Emotion. Once a brand's vision is clear, the next crucial step is to build an identity that communicates that vision consistently and emotionally. A brand's identity is more than a logo, color scheme, or tagline. It is the personality, voice, and emotional essence that people recognize, remember, and connect with. As Jeff Bezos once said, a brand for a company is like a reputation for a person. You earn reputation by trying to do hard things well. Reputation, after all, is built through repeated experiences that reflect the brand's values. Consider Nike, a brand that has become synonymous with determination, excellence, and human potential. Its iconic slogan, "Just Do It," is far more than a marketing phrase. it embodies a philosophy that inspires action and resilience. Every advertisement, athlete sponsorship, and product release reinforces this emotional identity. Nike's consistent storytelling has allowed it to transcend sports apparel, becoming a symbol of ambition and empowerment. Similarly, Apple has built a brand identity around simplicity, innovation, and elegance. From product design to retail experience, every element reflects its core values. Apple stores are not just shops, they are experiential spaces where customers feel a sense of creativity and inspiration. This consistency between promise and experience is what gives Apple its loyal following. Customers do not just buy devices, they buy into a lifestyle, a sense of identity, and a shared set of values. Consistency is not only about design or messaging, it is about behavior across all touchpoints. Every interaction a customer has with a brand should communicate the same principles. Starbucks, for instance, ensures that every store worldwide provides a welcoming environment and high-quality coffee, maintaining a uniform experience that aligns with its brand promise. When people encounter consistency, it fosters trust, a critical component for long-term loyalty. But consistency alone is insufficient without emotional resonance. A brand must evoke feelings that align with its vision and purpose. Tesla, for example, inspires excitement, hope, and commitment to sustainability. Customers feel empowered and proud to participate in a future-conscious movement. Emotion creates a bond that goes beyond the transactional. People become advocates, sharing their experiences and values, which further amplifies the brand's identity. Building identity also involves differentiating your brand from competitors. In crowded markets, differentiation is not about being louder, it is about being distinct in values and experience. Airbnb did not merely provide lodging, it created a sense of belonging and community. Zappos didn't just sell shoes, it redefined customer service as a brand value. These companies succeeded because they clearly communicated what made them unique and lived those differences consistently. A strong brand identity also serves as a filter for decision-making. Every product launch, advertisement, and partnership can be evaluated against the brand's principles. If an initiative aligns with the brand's personality and purpose, it reinforces identity. If it does not, it risks weakening the brand and confusing customers. This discipline ensures that as a company grows, the brand remains coherent, recognizable, and emotionally resonant. Another key factor is storytelling. Humans naturally connect with stories, and brands that tell compelling stories are remembered and revered. Apple's narrative of innovation and rebellion, Nike's tales of perseverance and triumph, and Tesla's mission-driven story are not marketing gimmicks, they are authentic reflections of their vision and values. Storytelling transforms abstract concepts into relatable experiences, making the brand memorable and emotionally engaging. Moreover, employees play a vital role in building identity. A brand is not just external messaging, it is the lived experience of everyone representing the company. Tony C. of Zappos famously empowered employees to make decisions that prioritize customer happiness, embedding the brand's core identity into everyday actions. Starbucks, too, trains employees to create a sense of community and warmth that aligns with its brand. When employees internalize and embody the brand identity, every customer interaction becomes a reinforcement of the brand promise. It is also important to maintain flexibility without compromising the core identity. Markets change, trends evolve, and customer expectations shift. A brand must remain adaptable, but not at the expense of its essence. Coca-Cola has evolved its campaigns over decades to stay relevant, yet its fundamental promise of joy and refreshment has remained unchanged. This balance between consistency and evolution allows brands to stay timeless while appealing to new generations. Finally, building a brand identity is about creating an emotional contract with your audience. Customers should not just recognize a brand, they should feel understood, inspired, and valued. When done correctly, identity fosters loyalty, advocacy, and long-term engagement. The most successful brands are those that consistently deliver their promise while connecting emotionally, turning every touchpoint into an opportunity to deepen the relationship. In summary, building a brand identity requires clarity, consistency, emotional resonance, and storytelling. It is about aligning every interaction with the brand's vision and values, differentiating from competitors, and inspiring loyalty. The most iconic brands do not just sell products, they create experiences, evoke emotions, and define a way of life. For any entrepreneur, the lesson is clear: build a brand identity that communicates who you are, what you stand for, and why people should care, consistently, emotionally, and authentically. Chapter 3: Growth and Adaptation: Staying Relevant in a Changing World. Building a brand is only the beginning. Growth and adaptation are what determine whether a brand thrives, stagnates, or fades into obscurity. In today's fast-paced and highly competitive marketplace, brands must evolve while staying true to their core identity. As Elon Musk once said, brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. This means that the way a brand behaves and adapts directly shapes how it is perceived by customers. Take Tesla, for example. From its inception, Tesla set out to revolutionize the automotive industry with electric vehicles and sustainable energy solutions. But the journey was fraught with challenges: skepticism from traditional car manufacturers, production delays, and public scrutiny. Tesla's growth depended not just on its innovative products but on its ability to adapt to market demands, overcome operational hurdles, and maintain a consistent mission-driven identity. The brand became synonymous with cutting-edge technology and environmental consciousness, attracting a loyal global following. Similarly, Amazon illustrates the power of adaptation in brand growth. When Jeff Bezos founded the company in 1994, it was simply an online bookstore. Yet, by listening to customer behavior, studying trends, and relentlessly experimenting, Amazon evolved into a global e-commerce, cloud computing, and logistics powerhouse. Its brand identity, customer obsession, convenience, and reliability remained intact, even as the company expanded into new industries. The lesson is clear: adaptation does not mean abandoning your brand's essence, it means finding new ways to express it. Growth also requires continuous innovation. Brands that rest on past successes risk becoming irrelevant. Nike, for example, continuously updates its product lines, marketing campaigns, and athlete partnerships to resonate with changing generations. Its identity, inspiring human potential, remains consistent, but its expression adapts to culture, technology, and global trends. This balance between consistency and evolution is what keeps brands relevant over decades. Moreover, brands must embrace technology as a growth driver. Social media, mobile apps, and data analytics provide real-time insights into consumer behavior, enabling brands to respond quickly to trends and preferences. Starbucks, for instance, uses mobile ordering, personalized offers, and loyalty programs to maintain engagement while staying true to its brand promise of quality, convenience, and community. Adaptation is not just a strategic choice, it is a survival mechanism in a constantly changing environment. Another aspect of brand adaptation is geographic and cultural expansion. As brands enter new markets, they must respect local preferences while retaining their core identity. McDonald's, for instance, adapts its menu to reflect regional tastes without compromising its global promise of fast, affordable, and consistent food. Similarly, Apple maintains uniform product design worldwide while adjusting marketing messages to resonate with different cultures. Successful global brands strike a balance between local relevance and universal identity. Adaptation also extends to social and environmental responsibility. Consumers increasingly expect brands to take a stand on societal issues and contribute positively to communities. Brands like Patagonia and Tesla integrate environmental consciousness into their growth strategy, reinforcing credibility and strengthening emotional connection. Ignoring these expectations can alienate customers and damage brand reputation. Equally important is internal adaptation. A growing company must evolve its processes, culture, and team structures without losing sight of its founding vision. Strong leadership ensures that innovation, ethics, and values guide every decision. Tony C's Zappos is a perfect example. As the company scaled, it maintained its legendary customer service and employee culture by codifying core principles and empowering employees to act on them. Finally, growth requires listening to feedback, both positive and negative. Customers today have powerful platforms to share opinions and experiences. Brands that ignore feedback risk losing relevance, while those that actively engage with their audience build trust and loyalty. Amazon's relentless focus on customer feedback, for example, led to innovations like one-click ordering, personalized recommendations, and Prime membership, all reinforcing its brand identity of convenience and customer obsession. In conclusion, growth and adaptation are not mere business strategies, they are essential for brand longevity. Brands that evolve intelligently, while staying true to their purpose and values, remain relevant, credible, and emotionally connected to their audience. Entrepreneurs and future brand builders must understand that a strong vision alone is not enough. The ability to listen, innovate, adapt, and respond to change ensures that a brand continues to inspire, engage, and lead in a dynamic world. Chapter 4: Protecting the Brand, Trust, Integrity, and Reputation. Building and growing a brand is one thing, but protecting it is an ongoing responsibility that requires vigilance, discipline, and ethical leadership. A brand's reputation is fragile, yet it is its most valuable asset. As Warren Buffett famously said, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. One misstep, one broken promise, or one ethical lapse can undo years of effort. Protecting a brand is therefore not optional, it is essential for long-term survival. Trust is the cornerstone of brand protection. Customers must believe that the brand will consistently deliver on its promises. Consider Starbucks, whose global expansion was matched by careful attention to service quality and customer experience. When challenges arose, Howard Schultz, the former CEO, emphasized transparency and accountability, stating, "Customers don't expect you to be perfect. They do expect you to fix things when they go wrong." By addressing problems openly, Starbucks reinforced its brand as one that values people and responsibility, strengthening emotional bonds with its audience. Integrity also plays a vital role. Brands that act ethically build credibility and long-term loyalty. Patagonia, for instance, has cultivated a reputation as a brand that prioritizes environmental responsibility over short-term profits. Its commitment to sustainability, transparency, and advocacy creates deep trust among customers, who view Patagonia not merely as a clothing brand, but as a movement aligned with their own values. This integrity acts as a shield, protecting the brand even when mistakes occur. Quality control is another critical component. Apple, known for its premium products, maintains rigorous design and production standards to ensure consistency across all devices. Even minor defects could tarnish Apple's reputation, yet by prioritizing excellence, the brand continues to command trust, loyalty, and willingness to pay premium prices. Consistency in quality reinforces the promise communicated by the brand identity, making customers feel confident and valued. Monitoring public perception is equally important in today's digital age. Social media amplifies customer voices and magnifies missteps. Brands like Nike and Amazon actively monitor feedback, respond to criticism, and adapt policies to maintain trust. Ignoring negative feedback can escalate into a public relations crisis, while proactive engagement can turn challenges into opportunities to strengthen brand credibility. Employee alignment is another key aspect of brand protection. Employees are the living embodiment of a brand. Brands like Zappos have built internal cultures where employees are empowered to make decisions aligned with the brand promise. By training teams, encouraging ethical behavior, and embedding core values into daily operations, these companies ensure that every touchpoint with a customer reflects integrity, reliability, and care. Legal protection also matters. Trademarking, patents, and intellectual property safeguards prevent brand dilution and unauthorized use. Companies like Coca-Cola and Disney have spent decades enforcing their IP rights to maintain brand authenticity and prevent imitators from eroding public trust. Protecting a brand legally ensures that its identity remains exclusive and uncontaminated. Crisis management is a final pillar of brand protection. No brand is immune to mistakes, scandals, or unforeseen events. The key is to respond promptly, transparently, and empathetically. Johnson & Johnson's Tylenol recall is a textbook example. By immediately addressing the crisis with honesty, prioritizing consumer safety, and communicating openly, the company protected its brand reputation and regained public trust. In summary, protecting a brand is a continuous process that involves trust, integrity, quality, monitoring, employee alignment, legal safeguards, and crisis management. Entrepreneurs must understand that a brand is a living entity that can be strengthened or damaged through every interaction. Actions speak louder than slogans. Consistency, ethics, and transparency reinforce the emotional and practical promises made to customers. A well-protected brand not only survives challenges but emerges stronger, earning loyalty, respect, and advocacy. For future entrepreneurs, the lesson is clear: growing a brand without safeguarding it is like building a castle on sand. Reputation, trust, and integrity are the foundations that allow a brand to endure, inspire, and leave a lasting legacy. Chapter 5: Legacy and Leadership: Passing the Brand Beyond Generations. A truly great brand is more than a product or service, it is a legacy that outlives its founder. Building a brand is one challenge, sustaining it is another, but ensuring it thrives for generations requires visionary leadership, culture, and purpose. As Steve Jobs once said, "If you want to make everyone happy, don't be a leader, sell ice cream." Leadership and branding is not about short-term approval or profits, it is about making the tough decisions that preserve long-term vision and values. Consider Apple. Steve Jobs built more than just innovative products, he created a culture of excellence, creativity, and attention to detail. After his passing, Tim Cook and the leadership team maintained this culture while adapting to changing markets, ensuring that Apple's identity remained intact. The company's ability to uphold its principles while innovating shows that a strong internal culture is essential for passing the brand beyond a single leader. Howard Schultz at Starbucks offers another powerful example. Schultz understood that Starbucks' brand was built on more than coffee, it was built on the idea of creating a third place between home and work, where people could connect and feel inspired. By instilling these values into employees and leaders, he ensured that the brand could continue thriving, even through leadership transitions. Schultz emphasized that a brand is only as strong as the people who live it every day. Legacy brands also focus on purpose beyond profit. People connect more deeply with brands that stand for something greater than themselves. Tesla, for instance, is not merely an automotive company, it is a symbol of sustainability and innovation for a better future. This sense of mission makes the brand resilient to market fluctuations, criticism, and challenges. Customers don't just buy Tesla cars, they invest in the idea of a cleaner, more sustainable world. Brands that define and live a higher purpose leave an indelible mark that spans generations. Leadership plays a critical role in embedding the brand's values into organizational DNA. Employees must not only understand the brand but embody it in every interaction. Tony C. at Zappos demonstrated this principle by giving employees autonomy to make customer-first decisions, reinforcing the brand promise through daily actions. Leaders who model brand values create a culture where the mission persists even if founders or executives depart. Another aspect of sustaining legacy is mentorship and knowledge transfer. Great leaders intentionally groom successors who understand the brand's essence and philosophy. Disney, for example, maintained Walt Disney's vision of storytelling, imagination, and family-friendly experiences through careful leadership transitions, ensuring that the brand's legacy remains authentic and vibrant decades later. Innovation, when combined with legacy, ensures relevance across generations. Legacy brands must balance respect for tradition with the need to evolve. Coca-Cola preserves its classic identity while embracing new products, campaigns, and technologies to stay culturally relevant. Apple introduces new devices without losing its minimalist and innovation-driven DNA. Nike inspires new generations through campaigns and products that reflect contemporary values, yet its core identity remains unchanged. Global expansion is another way legacy is maintained. When brands enter new regions, they must adapt without compromising their core values. McDonald's, for example, localizes menus to suit regional tastes while maintaining the consistency and quality that define the brand worldwide. This approach ensures that the brand remains recognizable, trusted, and relevant to diverse audiences. Finally, great brands leave a lasting impact on society. They inspire, educate, and influence people beyond transactions. Patagonia advocates for environmental stewardship, Starbucks invests in communities, Tesla encourages innovation and sustainability. By doing so, they ensure that the brand's influence extends far beyond its products, embedding its values into culture and society. In conclusion, passing a brand to the next generation requires a combination of visionary leadership, strong internal culture, purpose, innovation, mentorship, and social responsibility. Founders set the spark, but leaders cultivate the flame so that it continues burning long after they are gone. Legacy brands endure because they are built on values, not just products, and because every employee, leader, and stakeholder internalizes and propagates those values consistently. For aspiring entrepreneurs, the lesson is clear: building a brand is important, but creating a legacy requires embedding purpose, culture, and ethics into everything the brand does. A brand is not truly successful until it inspires, influences, and thrives across generations, leaving a mark that transcends its founder and products. A brand that achieves this becomes immortal not because of clever marketing or products alone, but because it touches hearts, influences minds, and contributes positively to the world. Leadership, vision, and culture are the vehicles that carry a brand from today into the future, ensuring that the story continues, the values endure, and the impact lasts.